One person has died and two have been wounded in an explosion caught in the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. The Kyiv City Military Administration says preliminary information indicates a device was detonated by a man who'd been taken to court for a hearing. Gordon Carrera is in Kyiv and sent us this update.
Yes, I'm at the scene of the courthouse where events unfolded about 3 hours ago. They started with reports of an explosion here at this courthouse. A man who'd been detained 8 years ago regarding an attack on the Ukrainian parliament back in 2015 was at a hearing at this courthouse. After the 2-hour hearing, the Interior Minister has told us he then detonated a device, locked himself in the toilet, was confronted by guards as emergency services and special forces came to the scene. There was a further explosion which injured 2 of the guards, and then eventually another explosion in which the man himself died. That's the latest that we've been told from the Interior Ministry. They don't know how, for instance, he got those explosives into the courtroom. That's the subject of a criminal investigation. I should say at the moment there doesn't appear to be any link to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in this incident.
Yes, and as you said, one wonders how he would have got any kind of explosives into a courtroom. One would assume that security is so tight in those circumstances.
That's right. So I suppose one possibility is he brought them in. The other is someone left them there for him. No one else appears to have been directly involved in this incident. But that would be one other possibility, and that was asked of the Interior Minister as he spoke just about 5 or 10 minutes ago here. And he just said that that was the subject of an investigation.
Gordon, let's talk about something else that's happened today in terms of Ukraine, and that is the IAEA and the looking into the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. In particular, comments we've heard today from the IAEA about wanting to get a bit more access to the Zaporizhzhia plant because, of course, there are worries about how it's been functioning since the dam upriver was exploded a few weeks ago. What more do we know about what's been said today?
Yes, there have been a series of concerns. You're right, after the dam exploded, there have been concerns about the impact on the cooling of the plant. And then overnight, we also had President Zelensky here in Ukraine saying that his intelligence services had told him they'd seen devices resembling explosives being placed on the roof of a couple of the power plants at that site. Now, Ukraine has suggested that this is Russia preparing perhaps for some kind of provocation, perhaps then blaming it on Ukraine, because the Russians have been saying that it's the Ukrainians who might launch some kind of missile or attack on it. Now, the BBC has been trying to look at satellite imagery. We haven't been able to confirm and verify that there are indeed any explosives on there. And the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, does have experts on the scene. They've been looking to try and see if they can spot anything. They say they haven't so far, but they do want more access, particularly to power plants 3 and 4, which is the source of the concern. So there's still a lot of talk about this, no clarity yet on what might be there or what might still happen, but clearly there is some concern about that plant at the moment.